Hey, it's your boy TJ. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Wrestling Nostalgia, where I do the WWE reviews. Yes. So today I'm going to be reviewing the NXT January 9, 2024 edition of NXT. So let's just go ahead and get into it. So they start off the show top like right off rip. It's Nikita Lyons coming in, outside or whatever to the inside of the building, and then she gets attacked by Blair, don't say Underwood. I don't know why I always want to say that. Get out of my mouth. Blair Davenport. So they squabbling out, they fighting, and they start off real hot and heavy, and they just fighting it out, and then the referees break it up or whatever. So they got a match later on tonight. So that was like, I guess, earlier in the day. So then when they get into the ring, like Nikita still getting, they still, brawling it out or whatever. So, they get in the ring, they, exchange blows and wrestling holds and things like that. Like, they really did like a really good job in making this legit because, man, if you would have just like looked at the product or whatever, you would have thought they hated each other in real life. But they really did their big one. And I was thoroughly impressed. Like, that was a really, really good match. And then in one part of the match, like, because, Nikita is like a jiu-jitsu fighter or whatever, like martial arts background, that's what it is. So she, doing her little kicks and all that other stuff. And, Davenport got her little technical, wrestling things, but she outsmarted Nikita. She was just a little bit, she had her goose cooked because she wound up like they was outside of the ring. So then Nikita winds up trying to, kick her head off or whatever, like outside the ring, but she wound up kicking the pole. So she ducked. Davenport ducks. So then, when she trying to get back in the ring and trying to get on her or whatever, she wound up, Davenport just said, bam! Ric Flair's little chop block, he would have been proud of that. So she ended up, after she, got her down and, her leg, and that was the same leg also that, like, she got injured or whatever. So she wound up chop blocking her, and then she wound up getting her arms and said, oh, bam! And just kneed her right in her face, and that was it. 1, 2, 3, your winner, Blair Davenport. This was actually a really, really good match. It was kind of short, but I mean, it did the trick. I did like this match. Also, moving on to the next segment, it was Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams, and basically backstage, Carmelo was trying to convince Trick to be tag team partners in the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic tournament. So he, agreed reluctantly. He was all like, but I'm already about to, have a world championship match with, Dragunov. So, why would I do that? And then he was like, look, because, once you win your championship and then we win the tag team championships, we both going to be Triple Crown champions. How that sound to you, man? Come on. Hey, that's all it is. That's all it's going to be. So, the Trick Mello gang, I guess they going, I feel like there's a little silent tension going on between them, but hey, we gonna see how everything works out. But I don't know, Trick. You better keep your eye on that one. But yeah, he agrees. So I guess they're gonna be the final team that's gonna be in the Dusty Classic Tag Team Tournament. Speaking of the Tag Team Tournament, we got Braun Breaker and and Baron Corbin. And WWE, they call it Strange Bedfellows or whatever, because I guess this is the first time they ever tag team. So when I say that, I don't mean anything by it. It was a term that came up with like years ago. If you know, like back, it was 2003 that I believe it was, because Christian and Matt Hardy, like years ago, they had a tag team match. It was like a long time ago. It was Russian roulette, WWE, they spin the wheel thing. Y'all know what I'm talking about, like the throwback wrestling fans. So basically, they tag team against the Wolfgang. They had a really good match. It was interesting to see these two a-holes tag team up against each other, with each other, because they've been at each other's necks. They reluctantly agreed to tag team again with each other. They did a good job of kind of like seeming like, okay, I don't think I really trust them, and they wind up watching each other, back or whatever. Towards the end of the match, it was a good back and forth cooperation with all four members of the match. But Braun Breaker and Baron Corbin, two B's, it kind of throws me off. But it was a really, really good match. They wound up picking up the win, Braun Breaker and Baron Corbin, good match. So next segment, Tiffany Stratton, it just wasn't in the bingo cards for me to ever predict that. Like, and if it was that for you guys, then hey, it is what it is. But I would have never thought that Tiffany Stratton would be a ranch hand, like be working out in the field with it, like shoveling, horse poo. It was just like I would have never dunked it, but she wound up coming in a Trish Stratus inspired outfit gear on, like. She really knows her character. She gets it. Like, she came out with like this like bikini top, and then like the fur jacket, half jacket on, and then the penciled mini skirt thing she had on, all pink, and then like the sparkly bedazzled high heel boots or whatever. I'm like, girl, we are not going on the beach. Like, what are you doing? You're literally about to be out here shoveling poo. And then, like, I'm going to just skip, like, all, like to all her segments because, they broke it up throughout the show, whatever duration of the show. So she came in there. Fallon was like, oh, this girl is always like, oh, I'm about to put her to work. So she put her to work. She wound up, shoveling poo or whatever. And then, like, the funniest part, like, she... Yo, she was shoveling poo for the horse's kennel and all that other good stuff. So, throughout the segment, like, she was shoveling poo, and then she was like, oh, you're not done yet. You have to do this one too. And then she wound up doing it. She was like, oh, I'm done. I'm over this. I don't like it. And then she wound up leaving and just storming off. And then she ended up stepping in poo. And then she fell into the kiddie pool of water. And then, like, she already look a mess. She looks raggedy. She sit up there and had all the dirt and stuff all over her outfit. Like, she looked at a hot mess. The weave was all matted and stuff. Like, it was not cute. I was like, dang. And she said, oh, I hate you guys. I was like, she's really playing this Malibu Barbie up. And I gotta say, I really love it for her. But, man, I don't know how you go from Becky Lynch. You were in a no-holds-barred match with her, and then, like, you're shoveling poo for Fallon. It's just crazy to me. Like, I never had that in the bingo cards, but hopefully whenever she makes her main roster debut, they give her a raise. They do their big one with the booking, with proper booking. She has, like, a lot of potential, and I definitely do see her, like, in the future, like, a future world champion sometime. Time period, I'm gonna say like 3 years. 3 years, talking about from when she makes her main roster debut. Not right now, but when she makes her main roster debut, she's going to be a world champion. Trust and believe that. They put too much stock in that girl. They're going to do their big one. Trust. You heard her here first. But so then we goes to the next segment. It was Lara Valkyria, she cuts a promo. So basically she's saying that 2024 is going to be her year. You know what I'm saying? Don't expect me no time soon to drop my championship. I don't have any challenges right now for my NXT Women's Championship. And, they're going to have, next week, they're going to have Battle Royal, 21 Battle Royal. And then the winner of that match will... Well, basically, it's going to be it's going to be a battle royal, and then it's going to turn into a fatal four-way once it gets down to the final four girls. And then after that, whoever wins that match by pinfall, submission, or whatever, then they're going to go on to the next phase, and then they're going to fight her at the next pay-per-view event for the championship. So then Lola comes out, and she letting her know that the only reason why you're still champion or whatever is because your little friend helped you out. And if it wasn't for her, I would have been, I would have cashed in on you, So they go back and forth. So then she was like, oh, well, everybody want to see this match or whatever. And since you talking all this mess, you know what I'm saying? Let's just go ahead and get in the field with it now. Let's do it now. So then, you know what I'm saying, Elektra winds up, because she came out with Elektra. Lola and Elektra, they wind up squabbling out. Her friend comes out and helps Laura out, and that's the end of the segment. They wind up sending them packing. So still, she's has a contract where she can, Lola has a contract to where she can cash it in whenever she wants to. So whenever that match will happen, hey, it will happen. But Laura better watch out. She better keep her friend real close, because, yeah. She's coming after that championship. So the next match is Josh Briggs and Meza from Metaphor. So they had a really good match. It was relatively short. It was nice. And then Metaphor, the team. Oh, and then sidebar. Comment down below, how awesome would it be for Jade Cargill, Jericho, and Lash Legend to be like the new baddies of NXT or WWE or wherever they end up. Like, I really feel like that team would eat. They just aesthetically, they all just meet that baddie bad persona. Like, they just give it. And then for all three of them, like, yo, comment down below if you really think, because I said that like on my Facebook like a minute ago. Like, if she comes and she's healed and they all form a faction, like, oh my goodness, like, you talk about big ratings, like, they all can talk, like, they all got that, yeah, like that, like the oomph. So I feel like that would definitely, like, that team would eat. Like, aesthetically, they all, like, beautiful body, just, they give it. But I definitely think that, like, that'd be a great 3-team, like that. I would love that. But anyways, as far as the match, it was a good match. Like, Metaphor tried to help Meza win, but it didn't happen. Josh is just too big of a guy. Like, that, Josh came out on top. Like, that man is a giant. He wasn't losing that. But it was a pretty decent match. It was kind of short, but it was good. So then next we have our NXT championship, tag team championships. So it was OTM and Tony and Channing. Tony and Channing is the reigning tag team champions. They actually had a really, really good match. Like, I wasn't expecting it to be as good as it was, but, you know, Tony and Channing, they still, hey, they came on the top, they won. It was a really good match. What's that man's name again? Reginald. If y'all know, y'all know. 2020, Reginald was doing his thing back when he was in that whole segment with Sasha Banks, Bianca Belair, Nia Jax, and they kind of teased a love story between Nia and him. And then, you know, Shayna was all like, you need to get your head in the game, and da-da-da. Like, it was a really good little segment. Like, he definitely is underrated. I'm glad they're doing something with him, because all the other stuff that he had going on, I ain't really like it after that. But hey, they're using that man good. It seemed like he's getting a lot of camera time, and his team OTM, like, they're I really want them to be tag team champions at some point. Like, can we get that? Like, at some point? But it's so many teams and there's so many people out, so it's like hard to kind of who gonna be the person. But I mean, we're gonna see how everything work out though. But it was a good match. Still your tag team champions, Channing and Tony. They had a really good match. So Oba, your man Oba, he won the NXT Superstar Breakout Tournament. So he won the contract to whatever NXT championship. It wasn't like Pacific, whether it be the World Championship, World NXT Championship, or the NXT North American. But basically he said, hey, you know what I'm saying, they better look out, because I'm gonna be a champion. I'm coming for it. So he gets interrupted by Lexis King, and he said, well, if things would have went my way, then I would have had that contract. But you know what? I'm gonna have my championship match next in the main event against Dragon Lee. And yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm taking it home or whatever. So after he leaves, and he tell him that, like, and I was just thinking to myself before I move on, I'm like, Lexington, you really thought you was gonna beat Oba? You really think he was gonna beat that man? Okay, like, moving on. So Oba, like, he was all thinking, that match is the main event? Okay. So already, I already knew it was going to happen, but we're going to get into that later on. But anyways, Cora Jade and Gigi Dollins, they had like a really, really short match, but it was intense. Like they did their little chain wrestling. They definitely are very good workers. Gigi Dollin was a part of Toxic Attraction, very prominent team in WWE. It was cut way too short because Mandy Rose got let go of. If y'all know. Comment down below if you do. But I don't feel like that was a reason to let her go because of her outside work and ventures. But sidebar, like they had a really good match, and Jade, why was I about to say Jade Cargill? Get out of my mouth. Cora Jade won the match. She tried to Gigi Dolan tried to hit like that crucifix little power bomb move. It didn't work. She held the referee, and then she wound up hitting her finisher. 1, 2, 3. Your winner of the match, and yeah, it was pretty decent. So the next match, it was another Dusty Rose Classic match. It was a tag team match. It was a really good match, fast paced, back and forth battle. It was Hank and Tank, if I'm saying that right, and it was Nate and Axion. If I say those names wrong, comment down below if y'all know what to talk about. I'm sorry. I think it's Hank and Tank, and it was a tag team. And then they had a good match, but it was kind of short a little bit. But Nate and Axion won. And then we get to our main event. It was a really good match. Like, comment down below if y'all get like Chris Jericho vibes from Lexington King, because he give me like throwback Chris Jericho vibes. Definitely like with the blonde hair and stuff like that. Like he looked like his father, Brian Pillman, because if y'all know, you know what I'm saying. Like Brian Pillman, that's his father or whatever. He was very prominent back in the 90s and stuff, WWF days. But anywho, they had a really good match, Dragon Lee and Lexington King. Very like Lexington King is another one that if pushed right, like I feel like he will be a world champion. Like I'm glad they're doing stuff with him. He had a really great match with Dragon Lee. Dragon Lee had like a really good back and forth battle. They exchanged holds, high flying moves, high flying, death defying, and all that other good stuff. And then Dragon Lee retains, but Oba was waiting in the mist. Oh, I didn't even get into who won. So basically, they had a good match, but Dragon Lee won. He had the little that little move where he go up like a standing. What was it called? It wasn't sliced bread number 2, I think. Like at least that's the throwback name that they call it. But he won with that. Oba came. He was waiting in the mist. He already was looking like, you know what I'm saying? I think I might want to cash in. So he cashed in. Match wasn't all that long, but they kind of made it like he was going to have a failed cash in or whatever. Like a couple of little close calls or whatever, but Oba wasn't losing that. Like, come on, that giant, that man like 6'6", he wasn't losing to that. Well, compared to him, he a midget, but he ended up, doing a little back and forth. They had a little, I want to say maybe 2-minute little back and forth squabble, but Oba hit that powerful power bomb. 1, 2, 3. Your new North American champion, NXT North American champion, Oba. He's definitely going to be somebody that's going to be a threat to somebody to look out for, because I do see like a promising future. Like they did pick NXT made the right move to pick him to be the man that won that whole tournament. Like he definitely did his thing. Like he did his big one. He is a big guy that can actually move and actually like do grappling holds and all that other stuff, and he sells really good. Like he's definitely one to look out for. And I'm definitely glad that he is the North American champion. That man has a bright future. But comment down below. Oh, and then like overall, I think it was a really good show, to be honest. I'm glad I'm starting to get back into NXT and everything like that. It was a really good show. I give it a B+. It was a really, really good show, honestly. But comment down below. Let me know, how did you feel about NXT the other night? And yeah, all that good stuff. Like, sound off in the comment section. It's your boy TJ. Thank you for coming to my channel. Like, share, and subscribe. Do all that good stuff. Thank you in advance. And I love you all. Allegedly, in HD.